Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bhavamit Joshi from Aspire MDS and today we are going to study growth rotations within mandible. But before we start that, let's understand some basic terminologies. One is core of mandible. Core of mandible is nothing but the bone surrounding the inferior alveolar nerve region. This is the core of mandible. Then we have certain functional processes. One of the functional processes is our alveolar process in which the teeth are placed. Then we have our muscular process. Muscular processes are actually the areas within the bone where the muscles attach. For example, here this on the coronary process we have temporalis attachment, on the masseter region we have masseter attachment, and all these are the functional processes. And then we have our condylar process on which the TMJ is functional. So these are the core of the mandible and functional process of the mandible. Now regarding the rotations of mandible, how did the scientists come to know that there is rotation taking place within the mandible during growth is, what they did was they placed implants within the bone surface. Now some of the implants were within the core region, some of the implants were within the functional processes, some of them were on the surface, some of them were placed internally. So based on this, they took one radiograph of the patient or the person on whom the study was being done, and after certain period of time they took another radiograph of the same patient, and then they superimposed both the radiographs onto each other. So based on this radiograph, they found out that the places where the implants were placed, they were changing like this. So from here it is going like this, from here it is going like this, and so on. This is just for example purpose, don't take it literally. So what they found out was some kind of rotation was taking place. Now based on this, there are certain terminologies given. One is internal rotation. When the core of mandible is rotating, we'll call it as internal rotation. That is, if implant was placed in this area and then this showed some kind of difference or some kind of change in the position in the form of rotation, we'll call it as internal rotation. And if the place was present or the implant was present on the external surface and it showed rotation, the rotation that it took place was called as external rotation. So this is just the basic things for internal and external rotation. Now coming to another terminologies. For example, say this is your condyle, this is coronary process, and this is your mandible. Now when the rotation is taking place more in the posterior region as compared to the anterior region, this kind of rotation is called as forward rotation and it is given a negative sign. Let's understand why it is a forward rotation. For example, say this is your condyle. Now if this area is growing more and this anterior region it remains same, in order to occlude it has to go for the occlusion of teeth. Obviously the patient will having configuration of mandible like this. So in the beginning, which was something like this, has turned into this kind of rotation. So this is called as forward rotation because it is moving in forward direction. It is also called as counterclockwise rotation because it is going in counterclockwise direction, and for explaining or for describing it, a negative sign is used. And same way within the mandible, when the length of anterior increases very much as compared to the one in the posterior direction. So in this case, because the horizontal part is moving very much, it will go like this, and this because of this the rotation is taking place in backward direction. So it is called as backward direction, it is given plus sign, and it is also called as clockwise direction. Now we can tell based on this that the patients with this kind of configuration will have deep bite, and patient with this kind of configuration are going to have open bite. So this was about the forward rotation and the backward rotation. Now we should know one thing, that ideally, or you can say within a person with normal growth, there is internal rotation. Now Let's see some of the terminologies. There is something called as internal rotation and something called as external rotation. Internal rotation is nothing but rotation of mandibular core relative to cranial base. To understand this thing, let's say this is your mandible, this is the core of mandible, and this is your mandibular plane, and over here is your cranium. So Profit gave a classification of rotation for which it called internal rotation, external rotation and total rotation. For internal rotation, he defined it as rotation of mandibular core relative to cranial base. So when the rotation is taking place and we are measuring in terms of this plane and this plane, that is the plane of mandibular core and that of cranial base. So this rotation he called as internal rotation. For the external rotation, what he called was the rotation of mandibular plane relative to core of mandible. So when the rotation is taking place over here, when you are measuring rotation, between the mandibular core and that between the mandibular plane, it is your external rotation. So this is your internal rotation, this is your external rotation, and the rotation of mandibular plane in relation to the cranial base, he called it as total rotation. So you have internal rotation, total rotation and external rotation. So what happens actually is within the normal uh, individual, the rotation between the internal rotation within the normal individual is actually 15 degree, that is 15 degree in backward direction, but the external rotation, or you can say external rotation from the external surface, is around 10 to 12 degree in the forward direction. So ultimately when the rotation is taking place as much as 15 degree, what we seeing it is a 2 to 4 degree only, as it is told here that the core of mandible rotate forward on an average of, okay, let me correct this thing, that the core of mandible is rotating forward up to 15 degree and the external rotation is taking place as 10 to 12 degree in backward direction. So ultimate value that we are getting is 2 to 4 degree of forward direction, because the external rotation is compensating the area that it has lost. Now what we called it as internal rotation, it was called by Jork as total rotation. So the total rotation of Profit and the total rotation of Jork is different things. So the Jork has given three terminology: matrix rotation, intramatrix rotation and total rotation. So what he called was the angle or rotation between the mandibular core and that of the cranial base is called as total rotation. The rotation of mandibular plane that to the cranial base is the matrix rotation. The full matrix is moving, and between the core and the mandibular plane he called as intramatrix rotation. And one more classification was given by the Solow and Houston, in which the actual rotation, the total rotation between the core and the cranial base is called as true rotation. What we can see between the plane and the cranial base, he called it as apparent rotation, and the difference between both of them he called as angular remodeling. So if the in exam you are asked for the formula, remember based on who has given the formula, the formula is going to change. So for Profit, total rotation is equal to internal minus external rotation, as we discussed. When it comes to Jork, who gave the classification as matrix and intramatrix rotation, so the matrix rotation is equal to total rotation minus intramatrix rotation. And for Solow, according to whom the matrix rotation is equal to apparent rotation, as we saw over here. So for him it is apparent rotation is equal to true rotation minus the angular remodeling of the lower bone.
In this video lecture, there are two mistakes I would like to correct. While discussing the forward and backward rotation, I had told that backward rotation is clockwise movement and forward rotation is anti-clockwise movement, but actually the forward movement is the clockwise movement and the backward movement is anti-clockwise movement. Now just let's see what is clockwise rotation has effect on the dentition. So when the clockwise rotation is there, we know that the jawbone is going backward. Because of this, there will be more posterior growth and less anterior growth, that will result in long face, also called as high angle cases, and there will be extrusion of posterior teeth. Whereas in the counterclockwise rotation, bone grows more in the anterior direction and less in posterior direction, so bone grows upward and forward, resulting in short face, so called as low angle cases. Here the extrusion of molar can be done, whereas in clockwise rotation it should not be done, and it is usually seen in class 2 due to patient. One more correction is required, that is in relation to direction of internal and external rotation. So as we know, internal rotation is the rotation that is occurring within the core of the mandible. Here two types of internal rotation is there. One is around the condyle and another is around the molars. We see 15 degrees of forward growth of internal rotation, and then we see 11 to 12 degrees of backward rotation through the external rotation. So ultimately the remaining rotation that we get is 3 to 4 degree only.